Morning, folks. My name is Phil Gallagher. I run ThrabenU University, a site for legacy death and taxes. Today we're going to be playing 4-color Loam. This is one of 2 times that we'll be playing this in the not-too-distant future. I've gotten 2 different donations for this deck. So today's support comes from Anthony C. Anthony, thank you very much for this. It really is appreciated. I'm looking forward to playing with these 2 individuals. I guess one's like a tree and one's a dude. I don't know enough lore to figure out exactly what's happening here, but it looks like this tree has fused with this duder. Regardless, the card is awesome. Yeah, Dr. Bill, you're sub to me. You shouldn't get commercials. That's weird. Yeah, I guess I can't really call them individuals anymore. They're like a funky tree duet. I don't have words for that. Alright, so before I start the deck tech, I just want to like show off something. My girlfriend is awesome, and my birthday's coming up, so she got me a present, and I just wanted to show this to you all, because I thought you would appreciate it. Wait, I have to move it around the cup. This way? Not that way. This way. How hype is this? This is like the coolest thing ever. I'm so pumped about this. That was an awesome gift. So I might make that my new tournament shirt and retire the Shuckle shirt. And at some point, if I ever getting around to like making Thraben University shirts for the mass public, I have a design now, so that's cool. All right. Anyway, let's talk about 4-color Loam. So the core of the deck has not changed much. We're essentially slotting in 2 Wrenn and 6, and more or less keeping everything else the same. In order to slot this in, you drop 1 Green Sun. That card was getting sideboarded out quite a bit anyway, and really it just like functions as Knight 5 and Gaddock Teeg number 2, and I guess like Ooze number 2 in the main deck, and occasionally like the Dryad Arbor when you need some ramp. So you lose one of those, and I forget what the other card you lose. I don't think we were on 4 Punishing Fire before. I think it was Library 2. I think it was Library 2 and Green Sun 2 that were dropped for Wrenn and 6. And then most of the other stuff that was here before is still here. I think some of the Assassin's trophies that were previously here were moved to the sideboard, and they've become Vindicates at this point. And I think Marchesa got switched out for Garruk Relentless. Alright, yeah, okay, so I identified it correctly then. Thank you for that. Yes, Loamer Boy sent me his list and his authoritative guide on 4-color Loam real late last night at like 2 in the morning or something like that. So I have his sideboard notes for today. Yeah, I think this deck is really good. I think Wrenn and 6 is going to be a deal breaker. It's like an amazing turn 1 play. Lets you keep hitting land drops, which is something that this deck has trouble doing consistently sometimes when you don't have a Loam. And it also gives you removal for small, annoying creatures like Revokers, Dahlias, Delvers, Young Pyromancers, and whatnot. Yeah, Loam gets a turn 1 Planeswalker that's like actually good. Legacy League. Wrenn and 6 Loam. Let's fight. I have gotten many screenshots of Wrenn and 6 in like multiple different group chats of just like the silly things that it's doing. Hope you're all having a great morning. I'm enjoying this whole like I get to play a lot of Legacy thing since it's the summer for me. I still have like a lot to do. Like, even though I'm not working, I'm very consistently putting in 8 hours of assorted work each day. Sword Equip, thank you very much for the bits. I hope I live up to the hype today. Yeah, because I'm working on moving towards the tail end of next month, so I need to find a place to live. That's kind of important. So this is the classic I really need one more mana hand. With one more land, this would be an absolutely insane hand, but this one has to go back. Keep! Uh, uh. I think I need to keep this land because my current lands don't actually let me activate Night. But I'm going to bottom it. I'm going to keep the Wasteland here. And in chat, I say YOLO. The Grove's only good if I draw Punishing Fire. Don't Swords to Plowshares me, please. Alright. I now need to view what toolbox set of lands I have. Just to confirm. Maze of Ith is a sweet get. So I think I'm going to take a turn off and not attack this turn in order to get a maze. If I were closer to getting Cabal Pit, that would be in the conversation. Yeah, so like if my opponent is blue-red Delver, like I assume they are, then like this knight is not leaving the table. Alright. Young peasy. Pretty good against what I've got going on here. I don't have a Tabernacle, right? Man, no Tabernacle in the 75 right now. Ha! 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 Sorry. I just had a moment. Don't force me. Don't force me. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. And if this Delver doesn't flip, I just get to hit it with the Wrenn and 6 next turn. Yeah, this is match 1. Aw. There's a Tabby in the Cardboard Live extension? Did I just miss it? Alright. Wasteland my maze is solid here. There is one in the Cardboard Live extension. How did that happen? Lol, 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 lol. So do I just kill a Delver? Or do I just, like, plus and get back Maze? Yeah, this is Connor's list. I'll try to rectify it, like, Cardboard Live versus what I'm seeing on screen after this match, and I'll figure out what's going on there. So if I kill Delver, I'll lose my Wrenn in 6. If I plus Delver and get Maze, I'm really only punished if they draw another Wasteland. So I think it's better to get the Maze. They're not blocking. But you are right. Yikes. Blind reveal 1, then go for the Brainstorm to guarantee the other flipping. It's not necessarily a bad play, but it is kind of a feel-bad moment. Our opponent is no stranger to Legacy, by the way. So I don't think that's an error. I think that's a calculated risk. Okay, there's the one thing that punishes us for the line that we took. But I still do think it is fine. Alright. So we win. Alright. We are playing against Blue-Red Delver. What does Connor say to do? In Swords to Plowshares. Charm. Deluge. Oh, I had a Tabernacle that was just off screen because I have so many cards. That's what happened. I didn't upload wrong or anything. Ajani. Last Hope. Out. Green Sun. Teague. Library. Loam. Thicket. Bob. I should be cutting 2 Bobs. I think. Green Sun, Teague, Library, Loam, Thicket, Bob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Vindicates. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why do I have 9 then? Swords, Charm, Deluge. Ignore the 2 Thalias. Oh, he's not bringing in Tabby here. I kind of think I'm supposed to bring in Tabernacle, though. Like, Tabernacle seems really good against Young Pyromancer. But I'm going to default to Connor's Guide. This hand seems great. So I get to, like, turn 1, remove a threat, turn 2, play a Chalice, and if I get a black source, turn 3, Lily. I don't think I get the luxury of playing around an opposing wasteland here, given the harsh mana requirements of this hand. I think I'm going to play Caracas and pass. I don't really care if that gets wastelanded. I want to be able to source the Plowshares this turn. Sweet. This is going to be a Bayou fetch, I believe, and ignore red. It could be Badlands. Yeah, the thing about playing Wasteland is that it doesn't give me black-black next turn, and I really need black-black next turn. I assume my opponent has some degree of reactive spells in hand if they've gone the first 2 turns without playing any threats. First 3 turns without playing any threats. So I think I'm going to use Lily Last Hope here as the bait spell. With the thought being that Lily of the Veil is the one that I'd like to play around a Daze. Well, it probably means they have... God, they don't have Double Bolt? I mean, they could still have Double Bolt. What do they have? What do they have? Snap Bolt is a possibility. In which case, I should leave up Swords to Plowshares when I play Lily. I think if they have Pierce, they Pierce on the previous turn. Well, this is about the point where I'm actively confused about what they have. It may just be infinite lands. I think my Wasteland is of limited use this game. Tormod's Crypt. Alright, so they had another bolt. Sure. Oh, they just had nothing. Like, sorry, opponent. That was brutal. Why did they keep the hand? That's what I want to know. Like, they had triple basic Tormod script, no cantrips, no threat, double bolt? I know this username. Is that a D&T player? Oh no, this is a Miracles player. I'll be keeping this. That's not how that card works. Green Sun Zenith. We get turn 2 Bob or Lily, depending on what my opponent does. Like, if this just gets, like, Tundra Swords of Plowshare, then it's Bob. Oop, not Miracles. So with regards to this Verdant Catacombs that's in my hand, I don't know what colors I really want with it. So I think I'm going to leave that in hand and, like, just take a little bit of extra damage over the course of this game to this Cabal Pit. Assuming that my opponent is, like, Grixis control, the Cabal Pit is of limited, like, drawback. Their clock's very... Nope, Grixis Delver. In which case, double Lily and Abrupt Decay in hand is pretty sick. The average card quality in my hand is absolutely insane right now. I don't know that I want to just jam a Lily into, like, a Pierce here. I think this is just a Scoo's turn. Brainstorming in response is interesting. I don't know that this would be, like, worth forcing. In respect to Gurmag Angler, I think I'm going to eat a card out of their graveyard right now. I see myself wanting white mana with this, which means Savannah or Scrubland. I think I'm going to get... No, I'm going to get Savannah so I can't get wasted off of Abrupt Decay. Scrubland also doesn't eat, so, you know, there's that. I figured out that I was dumb. Oh, not Grixis. Bug. Rude. I don't think I'm supposed to plus and lose my green sun. That represents a knight, and knight's pretty baller. I'm gonna do it. Like, if I leave it there, it's just vulnerable to, like, hymns and Thoughtseize, and I like the idea of, like, playing from Hellbent, just playing whatever I draw for turn and getting them. But I think, like, past the turn is almost as good of a play, or maybe a better play. Like, I think it's very similar. Nice. That's, like, maybe literal best draw in the deck right there. You have no dudes. Yeah, Penguin, I love doing the donation deck list. I get to learn a lot about Legacy and have a lot of fun, plus make a little money on the side. But like the donation deck lists have been my way of like really branching out with the stream, because as much as I love making D&T content, like how many people want to watch 77 hours of D&T content? It's a handful of people, 20 or 30 people, but getting the Card Hoarder loan account was a very big step forward in terms of like the stream's viability. I was talking about that on Reddit with someone earlier today. I presume there's like some dudes on the other side of the table. This may be like a touch closer to the control side than I first thought. Nope, there's the Delvers. Yeah, don't worry, Dr. Bill. My next stream is going to be D&T. Alright, so I have 5 cards in my own graveyard. That... Nice. So I can put the Mox Diamond back, take Wasteland Lily, Lily minus, eat with Ooze, attack for 2. This game's going well. Yes, I would rather eat than waste. Like, eating both lets me pressure the Lily more and puts pressure on the graveyard as a resource. Yeah, I needed a little more mana to do, like, really cute things with Cabal Pit that turn. We had to eat some stuff out of our own graveyard since our opponent didn't have creatures early. Alright. So, their Hail Mary is going to get them a Tarmogoyf, which is fine on this board. There's actually a decent diversity of creature types in the graveyard. Ew, yikes. Really want a shuffle effect to get these Mox Diamonds off the top. It's not worth, like, paying life to get through, I don't think. So let's get a Delver out of there. Oh, Dryad was the other. I knew I had another. So now I have a 6/6 versus a 4/5. Obviously, I plus the Lily. And I think I'm going to protect the Lily by not attacking. And I also don't think I need to waste. I think with the Sylvan Library, over time, my mana has greater value than their mana. All right. So now my lines have changed a little bit. So now it becomes Wasteland them to put a 7th card into my graveyard. Cabal Pit, kill their Delver. Liliana minus, kill their Tarmogoyf. Scavenging Ooze is a hungry, hungry boy. And now I attack him. What kind of computer do I have? I do not have anything fancy. The most impressive part of my setup is a pair of 27-inch monitors. Everything else other than that is unimpressive. Nikos, I don't have red for Wrenn and 6 currently. Yeah, the Cabal Pit line was very clear. Well, Bob, what are you going to flip for me? Oh, good job, Bobby. So I think I'm going to put back this, and then pay 4 life for a land. I should have thought this through just a touch more. Shouldn't have played out that land. I should have wasted this turn. Alright, so we're playing against like a bug Delver deck. So there's no Bug Delver matchup. I'll assume it's kind of like Rug Delver. So for Rug Delver, he says Swords, Tabernacle, Charm, Deluge. We're not going to do Thalia on the draw. Vindicate. Out is Teague, Library, a Punishing Fire, Green Sun, Bobs, and Thicket. So this is the configuration for Rug Delver. So, like, let's think if I want to change anything from here. My opponent had main deck Planeswalkers and may have more out of the sideboard. We already are kind of covering that with Vindicate. I think Chalice is, like, way, way worse against Bug than other flavors. And I think I need some card advantage. So, like, I think some of this stuff has more utility in this matchup. So what happens if I cut these? Yeah, not only do they play Decays to answer Chalice, but they also have a greater variety of converted mana costs. I think I'm going to keep my Bobs. They're really good against discard. Library on the draw may be a little bit ambitious. And I kind of like Garruk for just, like, making chump blockers forever for Tarmogoyf. On the draw, like, 4-mana Planeswalker may be a little bit ambitious. Oh, I need another card. Get in your library. Punishing Fire to pressure their walkers. That I could buy. I don't think the last slot matters too much there. Turn 1, Wrenn and 6. Keep. This Wrenn and 6 is going to be hot. This is also going to be very good. So, this is an interesting turn. I do have a lot of options. I can Plow, play around Daze. I can Wrenn and 6 and just jam it into Daze or Force. It's also, like, do I want to have Forest or Badlands on the battlefield with Mox Diamond? I think I'm going to play Wrenn and 6 since, like, I think the game's over if it resolves. I don't think I'm going to play around the Wasteland because I have a lot of, like, colored mana required in my hand. But that may be wrong. Yep, that's fine. I fully accept that. Yeah, like, I remembered the days. Like, I certainly did not forget about that card. I chose to play into it. And I think it was correct to do so. Should have pitched Tabby over Forest. Tabby over Forest guarantees turn 2 Lily. I think I'm going to slow my roll here. It was my plan to use this Tabernacle to really mess with their resources. So, like, I can play Tabernacle, make them pay for their Delver, then Swords to Plowshares their Delver when they're tapped out to add, like, insult to injury. Good old-fashioned cripple fight it is. And I think this being a Mox Diamond is better than it being a Verdant Catacombs. Despite the fact that I could just pitch Mox Diamond to a Lily Plus. I think I'm okay with this line, because my next play is going to be to vindicate that Tropical Island anyway if I draw a land before I Lily Plus. Mr. Wright, thank you for following. I hope you're enjoying the content. Playing good, honest, fair, hateful Magic here. You don't have Gurmag yet. You have Delver. Delver's fine. Alright, am I still going for the Vindicate a land play now that you have a second? Unclear. Should probably just play Lily. Like, Lily minus on the Delver. I think I'm going to Lily minus on the Delver. And then if they play a follow-up threat, I have Vindicate for it. Vindicating the land is, like, so strong with the Tabernacle in play. The like, thing that punishes my line here is True Name Nemesis. Yeah, like, Tarmogoyf is fine. That's a non-issue. Nice, nice. So now we take the threat off the board, hopefully. Plus, get another sweet card out of their hand. And we're in the driver's seat. We have a lot of really good top decks, and I think they have relatively few good top decks. Yeah, Goyf not looking as good as it used to be, which is crazy, because that was, like, one of the premier threats when I started playing Legacy. It's like the two drops that you feared were, like, Stoneforge Mystic and Tarmogoyf. And now both of those cards are kind of medium power level of the format. Just mostly because removal has gotten so much better in the last couple of years. Oh yeah, like, Goyf isn't a bad card. It's still, like, very, very good against some decks. So now we're at the point where they're, like, Spell Pierces and similar quality cards aren't that good. This Lily Last Hope is very good. I kind of think they should have, like, minused that immediately to get a Tarmogoyf. Alright, Bob not looking good in the face of that Lily, so this needs to stay in hand. That would have been a great opportunity to draw, like, Vindicate or Abrupt Decay. Yeah, so now they'll get a Tarmogoyf back, play that on the board. This one's starting to slip away. I get the opportunity to, like, Punishing Fire this Lily away here. Nope. Verdant Catacombs could potentially become a sneaky Dryad Arbor at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen. Turning it into a Dryad Arbor and attacking Lily Last Hope would give me an out of drawing Punishing Fire to immediately answer it. Wasteland the Grove. That's strong. I don't think I'm going to turn this into a Dryad Arbor here. Oh yeah, well, like, Goyf historically is good against decks that rely on red removal, right? Like, this is something that's outside of the range of, like, Punishing Fire and Lightning Bolt, and that's always been one of its biggest strengths. But when you play against, like, the Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push, Swords of Plowshares, Terminus decks, it feels a lot worse. But you know that already. Alright. Next turn I will do the reluctant chump block with Dryad Arbor if I have to. No, like, they've got Delvers, they've got Dazes, but they're playing main deck Planeswalkers. I don't know how many. I would guess like 2-ish. Well, this is really good if it works. That is a pretty big if, though. Like, my opponent's had multiple turns to cantrip for Force of Will. No? Don't Snapcaster me? Okay. Okay. Oh, Violenta Creature, thank you very much for supporting my content. Ah, right. Lily, get back the Tarmogoyf. Angler and Tarmogoyf, you say? Hmm. So, with Life from the Loam, I can get Dryad Arbor blocks for days. So it's really good they didn't play out the second creature. Do you all have nothing better to do? It's summer. Go have a life. No, I can fetch it out mid-combat. So I get at least one turn of successfully doing that. I did this wrong. Should have cast this first to keep the Bob in hand and just junk a land. Yeah, Nico's, I messed up. Okay. Well, that's bad for me. I don't think they... Or no, I guess Assassins... Yeah, I think they missed lethal by doing that, though. I would just take a screenshot of that and then report it. I believe you can also right-click a user's name and block them. They have another removal spell, or they... Alright. That'll do. I can shrink this, but I'm still dead to it. Alright. On the play, I would consider Thalia's. I'd also consider Ajani here. Like, not both, but like either or. Like, Ajani just being able to shoot their Planeswalkers or tap down the giant Gurmag Angler is pretty good. I think I'll trim a Bob to do that. Oh, hey, nice to catch you live then. SCGCon was awesome, by the way. Absolutely adored that event. Lumber boy, keep Mull. I think Mull. I've got mana, but nothing really to do with it. Yeah, Magic is not a cheap hobby. I could wait to do this in their upkeep, but I think I'm going to start getting F6 value, because I'm behind on clock by quite a bit. Friend, little do you know what horrors await. Magic is a hobby that you can go as deep into it as you want. Normally I don't fetch this color combination like this because it's really easy to get knocked off of primary colors. But we're real good with the Life from the Loam, so we're not going to need to sweat the small stuff of our mana this game. Yeah, Magic can be something that, like, you buy a handful of packs and you throw a deck together and you play with your friends and you've spent, less than $50 on the hobby total, or it can be something that you can spend $15,000 on. Hey, I said that normally I don't do this, but because I have Loam, it's like totally fine to go and be loosey-goosey with the fetching. Yeah. You can take the Loam now. Like, I got Ancestral off of it. So I don't think I want to just, like, vindicate this Tarmogoyf. I think I just want to, like, maze it for a few turns and then play a Vindicate around a Daze, or save a Vindicate for, like, a Planeswalker that could hit play. Like so. Oh, come on, why'd you hit another Glyph there? I am going to take out this Lily. It's possible that I do need to go and... like, that it might have been better to take out the Tarmogoyf in case exactly this happened. Oh, hey, Fletcher. Hope all is well. And Doug's on Twitch. Thank you very much for subbing. I appreciate the support. I hope all is going well with your website. Yeah... I think this is the point where I whack the concede button. Like, I can chump block for a turn, take 5, but I don't know how I win from there. With 6 other lands in hand. I'm going to scoop this one up here. This is why I lean towards Mull with that opening hand, because, like, we had 5 lands, 2 spells, and, like, we didn't have a source of card advantage, we didn't have something that put any pressure on the board, but, like, admittedly, we did just draw mono lands afterwards, so... At the same time, Abrupt Decay is one of the strongest cards in the matchup. And, like, having Abrupt Decay plus the ability to play around opposing wastelands is quite powerful. Yeah, just report them. Like, let the little kiddos learn that they don't get to do that sort of stuff for free. Wrenn 6 is great. I will be keeping this hand, I think, on the strength of Wasteland Life from the Loam. The mana's a little awkward because I can't actually cast Wrenn 6. But, like, we have Library and Loam in a Game 1 scenario. We can grind through a lot of fair decks this way. Best draw, unquestionably, would be Mox Diamond. Not Mox Diamond, but still a great draw. And I think I'm just going to play this out so that I can't be wastelanded, and I can guarantee to make Wrenn and 6 Library or Loam next turn. I think since I have 2 Wrenn and 6, I'm going to jam 1 this turn. If this is something like Miracles, I don't want to just go and play my library into actual factual counterspell. Yeah, so many of Loam's best openers do involve Mox Diamond, but it's not like the card is 100% necessary to make the deck function, like some people say. All right. So we're probably playing against a Grixis control deck. I guess it's going to be like Wrenn and 6 minus ping Narset down so that I can take Narset off the table when they minus. Alternatively, I could just, like, Punishing Fire the Narset. It's kind of an anemic play. Like, it keeps them from getting a 2-for-1 out of it. I think I'm okay with giving them the 2-for-1 to get my own Planeswalker onto the battlefield. Alright. So now we're going to have Wrenn and 6 to make land drops, and Loam and or Library to pull ahead in other ways. We're hoping to avoid a big fish. Well, I guess we have big fish covered with Maze of Ith. Loverboy, I was playing around something like that, which would have been super punishing if I didn't downtick. I didn't know that they had the third color. Like, well, I didn't know that the third color was green. I thought it was going to be Grixis. So my fetch for turn is going to be Scrubland if I Loam. Or is it? Am I just, like, jamming Sylvan Library into that Force of Will that I saw? I think I want to play Sylvan Library later. I think I'm going to just stay the course and play the Bob like I was planning on doing. It's answerable by more things, but, like, the later I hold this Sylvan Library, the better. Okay, I've got the K for that. Am I dredging? I don't think I'm dredging. Chalice. So I think this is use Chalice as a bait spell. Alright, that's not good enough to get the Force of Will out of hand. I could probably afford to let this Lily stay around for another turn and not do this now. But I think it's a touch risky. So I have Punishing Fire for Jace. So now I kind of just want to mull, or not mull, to dredge towards Grove. I have every deck, because I have a Card Hoarder Loan account, but I don't play Modern on this channel. So this is going to get their Force. Now I've set myself up, so if they let the Jace take... Oh, Ice Fang Coatl. I guess with all the snow-covered basics, I should have read into that. XJ Cloud somewhat frequently plays Modern D&T, but there's no one who does, like, a site for Modern D&T, I don't think. Strong play. Pleasant Kenobi dicks around with Modern D&T, but it's more memey than good, maybe. Because he's, like, playing all sorts of, like, Cat Jesus memes, from what I understand. I still think I just, like, dredge towards Grove. Tranquil Ticket's a great hit. Let's attack with the Arbor. See if we can force a trade. If we don't force a trade, we just Punishing Fire Jace. If we do force a trade, we get to loam all that stuff right back. I think I just redeploy that rather than loaming again. We've got 3 hits towards it. But we've missed a lot on these dredges. Opponent, not a fan of the Dryad Arbor. I agree completely. Note, I probably didn't have to minus on that stupid Ice Fang Coatl, but I didn't want it backing up some other Gurmag Angler-sized threat. The other thing is that the Lily Plus has more limited utility when they're sitting on a billion cards. Wrenn's been awesome. Super, super happy with it. Opponent also has a whopping 6 basics, by the way, so just the Wasteland them out plan. Not amazing. I am never going to find... Alright, I guess I can plus before doing this. I'm never going to find my Grove. So I think this gets pointed here now. That will let me cycle Tranquil Thicket. I'll get there. I'll find it. I won't find it. It's unclear. You're gonna start fate sailing me out? Okay. That's an annoyance. That is also an annoyance. The Vindicates out of the sideboard are going to be absolute gas, by the way. Ooze is not bad. So that trades this body off. So let's Loam this. I guess this, it doesn't really matter. Green and a colorless. I guess let's redeploy Dryad Arbor. Play out the Ooze while leaving green up for either cycle Tranquil Thicket on their turn or eat. So for anyone curious why I'm not like hot on Chalice versus Bug matchups, this is a great example of why. My opponent has basically played around it with minimal to no actual cost to themselves. Well, all right. Opponent's deck is sweet. Oh my god, I'm never gonna find it. This is feel bad. This is the definition of feel bad. Why should I be playing lands over Arbor? I'm willing to, like, accept that that might be true. I'm just not sure why. Okay, I can see that. Oh my gosh. The only thing that makes sense is that we did not register Grove, correct. It must not be in the deck list. We have 3 hits, we're drawing 3 to 6 cards a turn off of Loam, and we're just, like, totally whiffing. How? How? Alright, finally. Good thing I have a second Loam. Yeah, for any questions about deck lists, take a look at the Cardboard Live extension. So now I guess I just pass here. So I need to resolve a Punishing Fire on Jace. Yeah, I'm aware not to Loam anymore, or I will deck myself. Wrenn 6 is great. This game's a disaster, though. I think I need to not dredge this turn. So let's fire one of those off on Jace. So Jace can't ultimate. Yeah, Jace aside, I think decking is a very real thing at this point. My green sun's in my graveyard, so I can't indefinitely green sun for X equals 1, which I have infinite time. How many knights are in the graveyard? 1, 2... Alright, so I still have knights in there. Resolving a knight and somehow getting it through Jace is cool. Alright, there's a knight. That's nice. Does my play, like, start Punishing Fire the face? If I Punishing Fire the face... Can I get there in that way? I don't think I can Punishing Fire out Jason Narset anymore, with respect to my clock. I'm going to save this Abrupt Decay for an Ice Fang Coatl blocker. Force of Will's fine. I think my opponent was supposed to Fate Seal there. Because Fate Sealing me forces me to dredge. Oh, so you get Snapcaster Abrupt Decay for my Chalice. Good thing I've got another. Blast Zone is legit. I think I've got enough mana so that, like, whatever I want to do, I can just cast the Punishing Fire during my turn. I guess if I cast this during their turn, I could have had, like, the out of, like, Dredge, Loam, put Grove back. Derpa 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 derp. Seven cards remain in library. So if Jace pluses me, I have a 2 out of 7 chance of hitting. So I have to dredge the Loam. Loam gets back Blast Zone, Grove, Dryad Arbor. So Grove, gain the life. Clock. Clock is the answer. Jace Ultimate does nothing. You have more cards in hand than library. That may be correct. So I can Punishing Fire, return a whole bunch of Punishing Fires, put the Punishing Fires back into my deck. So I go shoot you. This is going to be worth playing. Then I return however many I can play. Or no, I guess I... yeah, this doesn't have to happen now, but I don't have time to think about how I should be doing this properly. So I'll leave one in graveyard. Pass. I should have Lily plussed, but again, I'm respecting my clock because if I take this one down, I still have to win another. If I wasn't so far behind on clock, I would just like think this through and like actually math this out, figure out how many I need to return to do this, but I don't have that time. Apologies for that. Again, not activating my Lily just to save seconds on the clock. So now I have cast, put my opponent to 3. I guess I should have played Blast Zone that turn. I guess the Jace ultimate is meaningless at this point, so just ignore. So go cast this. Punishing Fire. Cast this. I win for sure if my opponent Jace ults, so I guess I can play Dryad Arbor to represent one other potential damage. Just pass. Sure, you can bounce that. So now I can pay red, return 1 Punishing Fire, put my opponent to 4. See, it's Snapcaster, Hardcast, Force of Will. That's fine. I think that's all I want to do. I don't think I want to return another. Need to do that so they can't just like Jace bounce, use the Snapcaster yet again. I'm mostly playing this one to like see whether or not I can win it. I'm not gonna take down this set in 4 minutes, I don't think. Sure. So I get to Punishing Fire you, Punishing Fire you. For lethal. I probably can't beat the number of counterspells that my opponent has. But I'm sure gonna try. Oh, I win. Neat. I consider this a moral victory. So, Maze of Ith seems bad. I don't really think this is going to be a Teague game. It would have been good for us if they ulted Jace. It would have given us more turns to kill them. Lomerbroy, what you're forgetting is that Thalia is a 2-1, and I have 4 minutes on the clock. I think this is like a I play a high number of threats game. So, like, I theoretically agree with your sideboarding, but given clock, I think I just need to bring more things that have text that kills people on them. I still bring in Charm, sure. I guess it's like good against Ice Fang Coatl. Yeah. A Loam and a Green Sun. That all seems fine to me. What a game, chat. What a game. His hand's medium. I'm keeping it on the strength of, like, maybe being able to get there with a knight. Fetch a non-basic for me, please. Opponent's deck is sweet, by the way. Nice. Is this good? Is this good? Feels great. Alright, they had another land. Dude! Opponent's over there thinking to themselves, what went wrong? I will Abrupt Decay literally any card that they put into play. Alright, I take it back about not being able to win this game in 4 minutes. Yeah! 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 To anyone who said I should have conceded that game. Yes! Alright, I'm pretty proud of that one. I will be keeping this one. I think I'm going to start on Scrubland Pass. It's possible I should start on Tranquil Thicket Go, but the possibility of, like, recurring Tranquil Thicket with Wrenn and 6 makes me pretty hot. Oh, no, I did that wrong. This doesn't produce any mana that is helpful for Wrenn and 6. I figured that out. Our opponent is playing a garbage deck, though, so we've got time. Wrenn and 6 is not particularly good against them. We win to our opponent losing to themselves, or, like, drawing a Chalice, I guess. Getting a Knight in play is pretty great. Like, night means I have access to Karakas and Mazavith. So I need them to not have Spirit Guide this turn. You had one job. You had one job, not to have Spirit Guide. I'll win if they don't draw a Spirit Guide or a Petal. They drew a Spirit Guide or a Petal. GG? I mean, our opponent is playing a garbage deck. The fail rate of that deck is really high. I regret saying nothing. So I probably want Thalia, Charm, Vindicates, Ajani. I guess Swords to Plowshares is good enough. It's really good against Worldspine Worm. That's probably it. Loam's not great. Wrenn's not great. Punishing Fire's not great. Ooze isn't great. Chalice 1 stops Faithless Looting. I don't know what other 1-mana cards they're playing. But Chalice 1 is probably better than anything else that I've taken out, and I don't think I want any of the other cards. There may be a world where I just, like, put a Chalice on 0. So I think this is supposed to be Verdant for Forest, Mox Diamond, Pitch, Cabal Pit, play Teague, and then I'm insulated from Blood Moon effects to the greatest ability that I can be on current resources, at least. Bobo. You are appreciated, Bob. This is a very strong start on my end. That should be pretty obvious. So I don't need this Mox Diamond this turn. I think I'm just going to hold it in hand. In case I get, like, randomly Emrakuled somehow. I'll have, like, a starting mana to start over with. But I don't think I can randomly get Got here, since I have the Teague in play already. It would have had to involve, like, end of turn, like, Sudden Shock into, like, Land, Sneak Attack, Spirit Guide, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I don't know what you're thinking about. Let's start here. Johnny. I don't think I can resist playing that card. Ah. Ah. Gaddock Teague, you traitor. I'm still going to hold, like, the Mox Diamond Taiga thing. It's possible I should have played Taiga over Wasteland to hold up both of my cards. That has to attack. That's fine. You don't have haste, right? No. God, the boar is going to come back! That's interesting. So now, absolutely that. Plus land. Have double Abrupt Decay up for whatever that does for me. Okay, they don't have more lands. Yeah, your Blood Moon resolves. Alright, so I think we do this. This. Plus, now the Mox Diamond can just be fodder. Glad I didn't play that out earlier. We have Abrupt Decay available. My opponent might discard an Emrakul, shuffle away their fun boar friend. They've not shuffled away their fun boar friend. But I have Lily Edict for fun boar friend now. So I want to play Knight and hold up Decay. So this needs to be white for Knight, or I can just play Scrub. White, green, black, Knight. Wrenn 6 is great. That is the question of the day. The answer has always been, it's great. It did some really stupid things versus Delver, and I think it was round 1. I don't think seeing the boar changes anything that I want to do here. Having Teague in the opener again would be pretty hot. I did win a game. Let's try to do that again. I enjoyed doing that. I believe I will be keeping this hand. This is turn 1 Bob or Library, hopefully followed by turn 2 Lily. It's not like this is like a guaranteed win or anything like that by any stretch of the imagination. I don't have great interaction currently. If I play... Alright, so like, this is happening. This gets rid of Cabal Pit. Regal, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate your support. I hope you've been enjoying today's games. They're very interesting in my mind. If I get a black source with this, I have Lily turn 2 if I get a land off of Bob or Library. But I might just get aped by Moon. I think I'm going to play around Moon, but I may regret it. I'm going to hope that my opponent's mulligan puts him into a situation where, like, they've kept gunning for Moon as the thing to beat me. Wasteland would be absolutely baller here. Alright. So if they're discarding these, they presumably have an enabler. Bayou Grove. They presumably have an enabler and something else currently. Ah, that's who Regal is. I hope you're well. I think we just attack card quantity. I think I'm past the point where I care about Moon. But I'm going to discard the Grove anyway. Oh, congrats. Did you take a new job out there, I presume? Well, that's great. Oh, chat. I'm feeling real good now. So I think this is their last turn window to draw out. Because after this, I just get, like, Wasteland, Wasteland, Ancient Tomb. Oh. Alright, you put a sneak attack in play. So I need to hold up Knight for Caracas. Alright, well, first let's start with this. I plus this, that takes the presumably creature out of their hand. Actually, am I even going to... No, I guess I just can't lose if I hold up Knight. So, let's just play out Thalia. Let's play out a second Bob. I hold up Knight for Caracas, and then I have a lethal swing the following turn. Ooh! Good stuff, good stuff. Won the supposedly unwinnable matchup there, so that feels good. Yeah, like, you play to your outs, and you play to the fail rate of the opposing deck. Like, that's kind of what you have to do when it's those, like, really bad matchups. I do think our game 2 and 3 opening hands were pretty good. Like, when we were on the play and we got to resolve that quick Teague that shut our opponent down, and then our opponent stumbled, like, just enough for our Bobs to dig us out of that game. I do think Liliana's really good in that matchup, though. Like, your opponent's already mulliganing somewhat heavily, and they're a Faithless Looting deck. So, if you get 2 or 3 activations out of the Lily, that's quite powerful. Mull. Keep? This hand's real good if I spike a land. That's good enough. Turn 1 planes. Sorry, friend. I'm gonna get Wrenn and 6 down before Athalia. And Wrenn and 6 is also gonna let me return the Verdant Catacombs to my hand, so that I can make, like, Knight or Bob next turn. Oh, wait. Fuck, I could have played that. I could have played that. Ah. F6, too strong. It's definitely a frustrating mistake. Because, like, I could have bobbed and decayed here. There's a world where I'm just supposed to nug this Vial. I think I'm actually going to do that. It means I can't, like, sneak a Mother of Runes in end of turn. Really kicking myself for not playing that land last turn now. Holy shit, are you just putting a Mom in and letting me eat it with Wrenn? Oh my god. Deal? Like, I don't really get to talk since I misplayed so badly last turn, but mine was at least an F6 problem. That was just a bad play. Okay. My opponent might be splashing black for Bob and Plague Engineer. Gifts forgiven. Thank you very much for throwing some support this way. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Praise be to Thalia. Enjoy your emote. I don't think I want to play Mox Diamond into Revoker. So I think I'm just going to, like, use this as a fetch. And actually, you know, fetch. This is slightly unfortunate if my opponent has Batterskull here. They don't. That's good. Because if they had Batterskull and went Batterskull into Equip Sword of Fire and Ice, that was a nuisance. Yeah, the Modern Horizons set review ended up being longer than I expected, but I think it was a very good stream. Silent clearing. Interesting. This is such a bad Magic card. Oh, fuck, it's a 1/2. Whoops. Play amazingly last game, and the game before, and just, like, fucking poop all over this one. So they're going to swing that at me, thinking that they're going to kill. And then I Abrupt Decay the sword. Playing this game terribly. I've made like 3 different distinct misplays. Sad part is, like, it probably won't matter in the grand scheme of things. I really wish I had plus this Wrenn last turn so I could keep it around, but I do need to take their Bob off the table. So now I'll play my own Bob. I think it's fine to drop Blast Zone. No, I think there is a point to playing out Blast Zone there. Because I think I'm also going to play Mox Diamond and junk my Badlands and leave myself with the option to start ticking this up. A walking ballista would be sweet if they have one. Oh, plague engineer. Yeah, there we go. That was very strong. One blast zone. Which I think is going to work its way up to 3. I want to clear this recruiter before they start flicker wisping. Yeah, Wasteland is a problem. Because if I just tick up the blast zone, yeah. I will play this 4/4 Knight. So I can't crack. That's right. It's 3 to crack. Yeah. Alright, opponent's deck list is a little wild. So I can get a mid-combat Maze of Ith, but that only works once because of Rashadan Port, unless I also go... Am I blocking with Dryad Arbor and then sacking the Dryad Arbor? Yeah, Bad Mom can protect from Maze. Engineer has pro-white because this already cannot be targeted by Mom. So I think I get Wasteland here. do this. So that next turn I can Mazavith this. And then I can get Cabal Rip Pit to take Giver of Runes off the table the turn that follows. What a weird game. Well, that's bad. That's going to get Phyrexian Revoker. It's going to revoke my Knight. It's not GG. It's bad. But the game is not over. I've already used Dryad Arbor, right? Yeah. Plague Engineer for both my Bobs was something. Couldn't have played around. Is this good enough? I can Cabal Pit, kill the mom. Now, Maze is actually active. I wonder if this is enough. We'll have to involve my opponent drawing blanks, both for turn and for Bob. Like, Thalia doesn't matter. Well, the whole, like, Thalia, Karaka, that matters. Ugh, now I get to revoke my Mox Diamonds. Gross. So I definitely made some misplays at the beginning of the game, but this is hard to beat. That'll show him, chat. That'll show him. That was intentional. Nikos, I know I'm dead. Like, my opponent just has to turn all their creatures sideways this turn, and there's nothing I can do. So this doesn't actually leave me dead, right? Like, maze that. Block a 2/2, take 2, 4, 5, 6. Good at 2, but then effectively be dead to the board with no outs. So I'll go ahead and concede there. Alright. So we got Vindicate, Charm, Swords to Plowshares, Tabernacle, Deluge, and 3 Planeswalkers. So 10 cards to bring in. Teague seems bad. Green Sun's slow against Thalia. I can trim a Mox. Chalices are terrible. Scavenging Ooze is pretty bad since they exile stuff. Loam's not where you need to be, and Thicket often gets trimmed for sideboard cards. Golgari Charm would have been sweet. Like, as opponent's Plague Engineer clearly showed. By the way, while our opponent's sideboarding, I showed people this at the beginning of chat, but check out my birthday present from my girlfriend. Up more. Over this way? How sick is that? Super stoked about that shirt. Keep. Do I Bob or Library on turn 1? I'm going to go Forest, discard, or I'm going to go like Forest, discard Wasteland, and then play either Bob or Library. Bob gets answered by Swords to Plowshares, Sylvan Library gets answered by nothing. I think I like Bob better. I think the upside of Bob is higher if my opponent doesn't have the plow. They had it. But all in all, that's fine, right? We lead with the Badlands over Grove, so that if they want to wasteland me, they take a less valuable land. But basically, whatever they do this turn, I'll just like Punishing Fire and then start accruing cards with Sylvan Library. Fuck, man! That's so good! These cards are great. I will pay life for these cards. So now we have Planeswalker plus double removal spell versus an empty board. I like that a lot. And it's also like recursive double removal spell to boot. That's fine. Are you taking the Lily or the Sylvan Library, though? You're taking the Lily. Oh, baby. These are really good cards, too. I don't think I take damage this turn. I think I... It might be aggressive to Vindicate the Swamp. I'm going to put the fetch back. Maybe it's fine to take 4 here. Or no, I want to do that with this land. Nikos, I'm not going to play scared. I'm not going to play scared of Surgical. Like, it's a 2-of in Death and Taxes in a deck with no manipulation. I think it's incorrect to play scared of that card. And having double Punishing Fire in hand means that I can answer some of the weirder tap-out threats more easily, like a Brightling, for example. Or that I can answer, like, a double Mom play or something like that. So I think I'm fine with having it. It's also better against, like, a Rest in Peace, for example. This Tabernacle is going to do so much work. These are great cards. I honestly don't even think I need to answer the Giver of Runes this turn. Oop, I did not want to do that. That was supposed to be on top. But whatever, something, 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 embarrassment of riches, something, something, something. Nice. Stoneforge is fine. I've got Punishing Fire for that. And yeah, our opponent's just done with me. Don't think anything I've seen changes what I want to do here. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, Wrenn is great. This, like, has to be a mulligan, right? I'm just, like, so clunky here. Like, port's great against me, waste is good against me. Even just something like a turn 1 mom is pretty good against this hand. Loamer Boy says keep. I don't see myself winning enough of the games where I keep this hand. Keep. Land. Skilled Magician. Turn 1 Mother of Runes, please. Turn 1 Mother of Runes. Alright, turn 1 Vial is better. Wrenn 6. Already served as a bonus land, potentially as a removal spell for like a non-Stoneforge threat on turn 2. Giver of Runes having different text from Mother of Runes here is relevant. Not that relevant. Never mind. I'm gonna show you where to put your 2 toughness, friend. Sure, you have another one. What are you gonna do? Attack with it? Opponent really needs a Revoker or a Council's Judgment this turn. Recruiter would get a Revoker. That'd be a fine play. Yeah, there we go. Potassium, thank you very much for following. I hope you're enjoying the content. Game's certainly interesting. I'm doing my best to be a bully. Punishing Fire would be a hot draw. Knight getting Tabernacle is insane. He revoked Lily. I kind of want to Baron more cycle, see what I draw into, plus Wrenn, play Knight. I can get cheeky in other ways, and like minus Wrenn on this. If opponent protects it, play another Wrenn, kill Revoker. But then I lose this, which I think is bad. Well, actually, maybe that's not bad. Where do I end up if I do that? So if I minus here, opponent protects, I go second Wrenn, kill Revoker, unlock this, kill that, opponent is left with Giver of Runes. It's actually probably fine. Alright, opponent let it go. Which I guess now just means I play a Knight. I'm pretty far ahead on board. Like, I'm threatening Tabernacle coming down. Not anymore. They can attack, kill my Wrenn. Then I have Bob for an empty board. Path was very, very good. So I'll go Wrenn. Plus. Get back Baron more. Let's cycle this immediately for a new card. Nice. Sure, but I'll be playing as if they don't have Flicker Wisp. Because if they had Flicker Wisp, they would just like put it into play to like pressure my Planeswalkers. So I don't think they have Wisp unless they drew it for turn. No block because of Mom. Pseudo Mom. That's a great draw. Let's just get back Baron more, cycle it. Is Wasteland even good? Probably good enough. Yeah, we're doing okay on value. taking my opponent off of that to decrease the chance of, like, sort of Light and Shadow equip happening in one turn. Revoker's fine and all, but my opponent is just, like, one card away now from everything falling apart. Like, all I need to do is draw a Punishing Fire, and I think this game basically ends on the spot. A Liliana of the Veil. A Punishing Fire. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Good game, opponent. Good game. Yeah. So, in case you weren't sure what was about to happen, I was about to go Punishing Fire Mom, Liliana minus, unlock a Planeswalker, use the Planeswalker to kill the Revoker, then get another Planeswalker activation, and also play a Knight of the Reliquary. So, good turn, good turn. Okay, so let's kind of recap a couple of things here. Number one, Wrenn 6 was absolutely amazing this stream. That was the most frequently asked question, and the answer was, it is great. It did a lot of heavy lifting in the Delver and D&T matchups, and even when it wasn't, like, doing something degenerate, just returning one land every turn in a really mana-hungry deck like this is very important. There were multiple times where I kept, like, a land, Mox Diamond Wrenn opener, where I was kind of, like, all in on the Wrenn, and it worked. Like, Wrenn just fed me lands for the rest of the game, and then those hands that I kept that were glutted with 2s and 3s were absolutely stellar. Main deck felt stellar. I would not make any changes to the main deck at all. Sideboard felt great. Why does my Tabernacle hang out all the way over here? Let's get that back on the screen. So, like, the only question I have is, like, is Vindicate better than Assassin's Trophy? In this league, we vindicated multiple basic lands at certain points that were very, very important. So I think the Vindicate was performing better than Assassin's Trophy. We did see one hand that was something along the lines of Vindicate, Garruk, 4 lands that I mulliganed that I would consider keeping if it was double Assassin's Trophy instead. But I think as a whole, I'm very happy with the Vindicates where they're at. So this stream was brought to you in part by Anthony C., who donated to see this deck list. I will be playing this again probably later this week sometime, as Loamer Boy donated to see this in action as well. Although I'm probably going to break it up with a D&T stream of some nature. I've been wanting to play D&T for a while and test out some of the new cards, so I'll be doing that. Oh yeah, we got a double donation for Loam. People really wanted to see Wrenn 6. For obvious reasons, like the card is absolutely great. So folks, that's all I've got for you for today. I'll post on Twitter again when I figure out when I'm going to be streaming next. It will probably be tomorrow morning again, you know, kind of after breakfast again in Eastern time, whenever that happens to be. Do you need to test the new bomb in D&T after those matches? No, Nikos. I don't need to. I want to test Sword of Truth and Justice, though. That card, I think, is actually good. And I think I'm going to play a bad D&T bingo game where I put all the bad new cards in the deck, and I see how quickly I can get a bingo of doing, like, fringe obscure bad things. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I'm going to put that together at some point. So folks, if you've enjoyed the content today, please consider following. I'm doing Legacy very frequently these days since I'm off for the summer. And if you're really enjoying my content, please consider doing a donation deck list to support me being a degenerate Legacy player / unemployed teacher for the next couple of months. That's all I've got for you today. And I'm going to see who's streaming Legacy that I can host. I think Bahra's still streaming? Yes, I'm going to go ahead and turn you over to him. All right, one last question. Are you on Tomic right now over Avenger? Do you have deck lists that you refuse to play? Basically, no. I've only turned down one deck list. This is the D&T deck list that I played at SCGCon, and is what I currently would recommend to people. Well, this is what I would recommend to people prior to Modern Horizons 1 hitting play. That may change slightly now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn you over to Bahra for the tail end of the stream here. Thank you all for joining me today. This was a blast.